Hey guys, this is Brothario. A little bit of backstory on me. I was married. I am now divorced. Married for 13 years. In a relationship for 17 years. Now recently divorced, and now I'm going to do my part to try and help every other guy out there avoid the pitfalls and the reality that 95, or I would say 60% of all marriages end up in nowadays, and 95% of those marriages are ended because the woman initiates it. So let's get into this.
Stop telling your friends that are getting divorced that they need to take some time and date themselves after the divorce. No, listen, a lot of times when we're getting divorced because we've essentially been on our own for a while, okay?
No, you haven't. You have not been on your own for a while. What has happened is that you have actually been in your own head for a while. The reason you got divorced is because most of the time, I mean, there's rare occasions, but most of the time is because you looked for a reason. You did everything you could to try and find a reason to justify the feelings that you can't control because you can't objectively understand reality. So you say you're alone, but no, you're just been alone in your head with your own thoughts, which for a woman is dangerous.
So we don't need that. We need to figure out what we do like because we know what we don't like, and that is our ex-husbands.
Sorry.
No, your ex-husband is an ex-husband because you don't like yourself. You don't like the situation that you wanted to be in to begin with. No one told you to get married. Unless you're in some kind of like a arranged marriage thing, you made the decision that you wanted to marry the said ex-husband now. You should have known better from the beginning. It's your fault, woman. You weren't put in that area to begin with.
I cheated on you? I did, and it didn't feel good, and I wouldn't do it again. I really hurt his feelings, and it was super selfish.
If you can go back in time, what would you have said?
I just wouldn't have done it because I didn't end up with that person. I wouldn't have stayed with the other person either.
So she cheated on him. All because why? Well, she was bored. She wasn't happy. She was in her own head, trying to find any reason to do anything other than honor the commitment that she decided that she wanted to take part of when she signed up for it. So as you can see, women will cheat on you in an instant. And it's different the way men and women cheat, because you men will do it too. But despite what society wants you to think, it is far less for men to cheat than it is for women. Because right now, the society is controlled by women. They think they have way too much say. Everything's, we're not in a patriarchy at all. It's a matriarchy 100%. So they are now out and about a lot more, going out, hanging out, going to work since they decided, oh, feminism, let's all get a job and be just as miserable as the men are because, having a job is just the greatest thing ever. So they're out now. They're meeting all these other people that they would otherwise not have met to begin with. And they are saying, oh, okay, I'm a little bit into you now. I'm going to start hanging out with you and I'm going to be insidious about it. And I'm not just going to be like, get a little horny and need to get my rocks off. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to form an emotional attachment. And emotions are the most dangerous thing when it comes to women because they can't control them and they let their emotions control every aspect of their life. They can't think objectively. So this lady here let her emotions get the better part of her, and she cheated on her husband, ruined her husband's life, and didn't even end up being with the guy that she decided to cheat on him with. He was just the convenient reason for her to use to get out.
Would have done it the right way. I call that other person my getaway car. I could have just gotten away by like my 2 feet.
Why do you think you did it?
I didn't
There you go, just what I'm saying. He was just the excuse to get out.
have the courage and the fortitude that I have now, and I didn't know myself that well, and I was scared. I thought there was something better out there, and I wasn't ready.
Didn't have the courage and fortitude means you couldn't objectively look at reality. You only looked at your emotions in your head.
To leave until I had the other thing, the getaway car.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned?
You have to do the work in therapy. You have to understand what, things are your triggers and what upsets you so that you can then not hurt.
It's your fourth time.
Okay. I'm going to call bullshit on therapy. And the reason I call bullshit on therapy right now is because there are virtually no male therapists. Okay. The difference between men and women is men want to solve problems, women want to bitch about them and reaffirm decisions that are being made. So, pulling a number out of my ass here, I don't know. Let's call it 75 to 90% of all therapists now are women, okay? The women don't want to solve the problems that the people are going in there for. The women want to just affirm what the other woman is already thinking. So don't bother going to therapy unless you can find a male therapist. If you're in a relationship and the woman's like, I want to have therapy, and you want to do it, agree and say, okay, only if we find a male therapist. If she is 100% against that, there's no point in doing it. Save your money and just go straight to the divorce, because all it's going to do is just going to lead to going down the same path that you're already going.
Getting married, stop making a big deal about it. It's not even like that exciting. Okay, two things. One, two of those marriages were courthouse weddings, whatever. One of them, no one even knew about until I was getting divorced. And two, this is the most important thing. I'm actually in love with this one. So yeah.
So you can see exactly the personality of this woman right here. And she's not exactly a looker, okay? She's not hideous, but she's not a looker. And she's not to where guys should be throwing themselves at her 4 times in a row to get her married, get married to her. She clearly offers nothing, and she just got married 3 times prior to whatever this 4th one is, just because she felt like it at the time, wasn't in love with the guys per to her. But now, don't worry, this 4th one's going to finally work out because she's in love with them.
Hope that the top 3 worst feelings in the world is when you're just so upset, heartbroken. You don't want to go to bed because you don't want to wake up and face another day, because you know it's just going to be really hard. So if you're feeling like that, I'm totally with you, because who wants to wake up and do this all again?
Oh, I know what she's talking about. Make better decisions to begin with. Okay? Everyone has tough times. It all comes down to how you deal with them. So you can either whine and complain on social media like her, or you can suck it up and do the work to fix your problem. Plain and simple.
Who is getting married. Take it from me, and as much as you think that your marriage is forever and your relationship with them is forever, please draft a prenup and have your future husband or wife sign that prenup. Because
100%, okay? A woman's not going to do this, okay? But you as a guy, and I wish I did this before when I got married, go in with a prenup. If you are a guy and you have any sort of assets at all, if you have your own house, your own cars, your own bank account, all this stuff or whatever, go in with a prenup saying exactly what you have beforehand, and make sure that your future wife signs it. Now, is your future wife going to get upset? Probably. And why would they get upset? Not because they don't think you don't trust you, don't think it's going to last forever. They will get upset because the marriage system, especially in the U.S., is incentivizing for women to end the marriage. It is so one-sided, it is absurd. They benefit from getting divorced. They can go into your life where you have everything, they have absolutely nothing, be with you for a few years, and they can walk away with half of your shit, if not more. If you have kids with them, they can walk away with primary custody of the kids, even if they don't deserve it. The system is so stacked against men that they can get away with doing all this and then take it out on you, and you're the ones that get fucked over. So if they won't sign the prenup, don't get married. Plain and simple. The worst thing that can actually possibly happen from marrying a woman or anything like this is if you end up having kids and they take your kids away and use them as leverage against you and try and turn your kids against you, okay? Kids need parents. The best kids out there, and there's, kids all get, some kids make bad decisions, some make good decisions, but the most well-adjusted kids, I would say, come from a stable relationship with access to both parents equally. And even if they're not, for some reason, in a stable marriage, if the kids can get access to both parents and both parents put into effort, their odds are much better than a single-family household or a single-parent household where the kids are being used as bargaining chips against each other.
getting divorced really sucks. It's really expensive. This would have all been avoided if I had a prenup. Go with
marriage knowing I was going to become a divorcee. There was no question in my mind. I knew at some point we would get divorced. The only...
Then why the fuck did you get married to begin with? See, this lady right here is a self-fulfilling prophecy. She already knew that she was going to go into a marriage and was going to end up getting divorced. So what happened is that there was no actual way for her to want to make it work out. She already decided she was going to get divorced. So she decided, I'm going to get divorced. And that's what happened. And now here she is bitching about it, all because she had a terrible mindset to begin with. You either have to believe or you don't. But what you believe in, you can manifest. And she's manifesting having a divorce. So she already set herself up for failure from the beginning to kill her relationship.
question mark was when. I thought, when I'm 40, maybe I'd get that title. Maybe then I'd earned it, 10 years down the track. Because I think 10 years in a marriage, that's a pretty good innings in this day and age. That's like a good run.
If you just want to have a 10-year relationship, why wouldn't you just date for 10 years and call it off? Why would you get married? Why would you get into a legally binding contract to where breaking it screws people over? If you were just looking at, a 10-year relationship at this point in time in this day and age is a good thing to do, just date for 10 years. Don't move in with each other. Don't co-sign on loans. Don't share any sort of whatever, bills or anything like that. Just hang out for 10 years and say, okay, you know what? Wipe my hands of it. Let's go. Time to move on to something else.
Turns out it was just a 3. In the end, that's what we kind of reached that limit with. But, still got the title in the end. And obviously, I don't want to get married ever again. However, double divorcee is a term that I'm living for. Like, that is, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I'm a double divorcee. What? That's...
So now she has a goal of getting divorced twice. Can you see how mentally detached from reality these women are? This woman right here, she is a walking cancer. The only good thing about doing stuff like this is that hopefully the guy that she would try to entrap the next time would see this beforehand and say, I want nothing to do with that. This is all sorts of red flags. This is the rattlesnake coiling up and starting to rattle his tail, letting you know to stay the fuck away or you're going to get bit and you're going to get hurt. So yeah, these women are ridiculous. So this is Brothario. Feel free to check in next time and we'll do more stuff like this to try and help you understand the ways of the world so you don't end up in the same situation like I was. All right, guys. Check you later.
All right, check you later.